just had one of these moments. I was listening to Pastor David Wilkerson, and I'm walking to grab my truck, and I remember 27 years ago moving back home after breaking up with my high school girlfriend here in Florida and moving back to Buffalo, or a little town that I lived in outside of Buffalo, and living in a house, and my dad was in jail, and I had to walk to the downtown part of town, about a 30-40 minute walk, at about 4:45 in the morning, to go to 7-Eleven, take a bus to Buffalo to make $8 an hour, because back then minimum wage was still $4 something an hour, $4.75 I think it went up to. And I just think of all the times, like when I came back there, my heart, after, that was the first person I've ever loved, my heart hurt so bad, like my stomach hurt like every day for like 4 years, and I just remember walking, kicking stones, walking, and there was no phones. I think I had a compact disc or a Walkman, to be honest with you, but I think the compact disc was more at that point. Had to have, because Nirvana had already came out, and Nirvana was my first CD. But I just remember thinking, like, all the roads that I've walked down, and all the heartache and bullshit that you put up with in life, but I knew that God was with me, and as long as I put one foot in front of the other, then He would push me, the rest of the way. And here we are, life is, heartache, and I lost both of my brothers, and, my grandma died first, and I got addicted to drugs, I broke my neck, went to jail, lost my house, was homeless, and all of that shit, and walking around with 3 broken discs in my neck for like 10 years, and I just knew if I kept putting one foot in front of the other, and you never quit, and I just kept saying, God, I know for some reason, I don't know why, but You brought me this far, and my world was completely dark for years. I wanted to kill myself every fucking day, every fucking day of my life. I wanted to kill myself. First, I didn't know it was the withdrawals from hydrocodone, because that shit wasn't on the internet back then in the MySpace days. And then it was just the amount of pain, and then it was the pain in my neck, the pain from losing my brother, and just all of this bullshit that life throws at you. And I just kept saying, God did not bring you this far. You know what I mean? God did not bring you this far to have you fail. So I'm going to grab my truck and get these kitties fed and get to work. It is 5:30.